G'day guys, welcome back. How are you? Hope everyone's doing well. I am going to do a swipe today. I'm going to do a Starburst swipe. I haven't done one for a very long time. You can check out my video. It was probably about a year ago. It was a really big one. It was 90 centimeter square or 36-inch square, where you put some black in the middle and you put rings of color and then you swipe out from the center and you get this, I call it Starburst. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to show you a couple of dried paintings. My 2 sandwich pours that I did. So that's it there. That was the first one, nice and dry. Dried really beautiful as usual. They dry really nicely, no cracking or anything. So that was it. That one, I torched earlier on that one and got the cells and then stretched them. So they're a little bit bigger, those cells. And then I did this one. As you can see, the cells were a little bit smaller. I waited until after I'd covered the whole surface and then I torched, so then I only had to stretch a little bit. So the cells were a little bit smaller on that one. So there they are. Which do you like? Right, now put them somewhere and we will get on to today's pour. I am using my glue and water mix. 60% glue. This is Elmer's glue oil. You can use school glue. Just use a white craft glue. 60% glue, 40% water. Now with swipes, I have them thinner than I do my usual like flip cup mixture. I'm just going to coat the canvas while I'm talking to you. I'm using the Mont Marte acrylics. And as you can see, I've got yellow, orange, red, turquoise and blue. So those are my colors. The blue is this one, deep cyan. Only comes in the tube, doesn't come in the big bottle yet. And then we've got the orange, get them out of the way, the brilliant red, full, big heavy things. Medium yellow. There is a brighter yellow, a lemon yellow, but it's a bit too bright, so I've gone the medium. And then we've got turquoise. And I'm doing black for my background. And I'm going to swipe with black as well. So I'm just going to move these out of the way for a minute. Now my colours and my background have been mixed 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So I did, with the colours that are going to be smaller rings, I did 60 grams of pouring medium and 40 grams of paint. And then the rings that are on the outside, which are a bit bigger, these 2 blues, I did 90 grams of pouring medium and 60 grams of paint. It's 1.5 to 1. The background's the same. I did 90 grams, 3 ounces of pouring medium to 60 grams, 2 ounces of the black. And I'm just going to put that there for a minute. I'm just going to, just to be quick, I'm just going to take some of the paint off the surface on my fingers, just cover the sides, otherwise I'm going to be here all day and nobody wants to see me cover a canvas with black paint. This is a 40 centimeter square canvas, which is a 16-inch. It's a nice little size. Alright, that's that done. Now I'm just going to kind of just spread it a little bit because I made some indentations with my palette knife. So just trying to get that a little bit smooth. You can see it's got like little waves and things on it, so I'll just run it over that way a little bit, take a little bit off. Come on, off you go. It's going to be a while. My black that I'm going to swipe with, I've made that thinner. It's 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. The swipe colour needs to be a little bit thinner so that it will glide nice and easily over your colours. Okay? That'll do. Otherwise I'm going to be here all day. Let me wipe my hands. So that's what I am doing. And instead of just doing rings, I thought I might kind of like blend the rings a little bit. Okay. used a paper towel, now I'll use a damp cloth. Try and get some of this paint off. Oh, that's the only problem with working with black, isn't it? So messy. All right. Now I've got my piece of paper towel here that I'm going to use to clean my little card. Oh, my little cards. I haven't got my cards out. Let me grab my cards, and then we need to put the silicone oil in as well. Don't let me forget. Right? Don't let me forget. So I've got 2 different size cards. These are just paint chip sample cards that you get from your hardware store. Okay, so I might do different sizes. I'll see. I just grabbed a few. So we've got the yellow, the orange, the red, turquoise, and the blue. Now these don't. Oh, they make like a. I wouldn't call that a mound. I would call it more of like a pyramid. It just kind of drops off like that. Doesn't like drop straight in and make a dent. Just makes that little pyramid rather than a mound. Okay, I'm going to torch this just because I can see some bubbles. Hopefully Big Boy is going to behave himself today and not flame everywhere as he's been doing lately. But you know, they do that when you put a new can on. They do tend to flare up a little bit. If you're going to be using a heat gun, like a heat torch of any kind, make sure, just be careful, make sure that you've got a fire extinguisher in your studio or in the room wherever you're painting. I do have one in my studio just behind me on the shelf if I ever get into trouble. So yeah, just be careful. It's one of those things that you probably never use, but be on the safe side and just have one just in case. Right, silicone oil, spot on treadmill. Now these 3 colours here don't have as much in, so we'll put 3 drops in those. 1, 2, 3. And then the 2 blues, which I've got more, I think 4 dropped in there. We'll just do 4 or 5, doesn't really matter. And we don't need any in the swipe colour, which is this guy here. I didn't make up very much. I made up 40 grams of pouring medium and 20 grams of paint because I don't need very much for that. All right, let me see if you're still in frame. Yes. Okay, let's stir that silicone oil in. Give it a good stir. The red, I had to add an extra little squirt of pouring medium. It was a little bit thicker than the other colours. Some colours are like that, they're just thicker. Have you found that? So you just have to just go with it. Don't say, oh, it's 1.5 to 1, I'm leaving it. If it's a bit thicker than the others, just thin it down, put a splash of water in it, that's fine. This blue feels a little bit thinner actually than the others. It's not really leaving a pyramid. I don't know if you can see, it's dropping straight down. I'm going to put a little squirt of extra paint in. So as you can see, some are thicker, some are thinner. Just have to try and make them all the same consistency. There probably wasn't enough paint to actually change their consistency. But I've already added the oil and I don't want to stir it up too much. Okay. Are we ready? Now I know I'm probably going to get some greenish colour from the yellow and the black. Just want to make sure I haven't got, oh, it's probably a bit too late for that. So I say I hope I haven't got too much paint on the surface, but yeah, it's probably a bit late for that. You do have to have a decent amount, otherwise you just can't swipe, you know. If it's going to be swiping and then you're touching the board underneath, the canvas underneath, it's not going to work. Where's my centre? Is that about centre? Oh no, come down a bit. That's about centre, I think. All right. I'm going to pour a little swirl like that. And then I'm going to pour a little swirl like that. And then that one's going to be a little bit bigger. Oh, I probably don't need all that paint. Maybe I have to do 2 of them. And then the red I'll start out here. I'll go a little bit bigger. Oh, lots of paint left. And then the turquoise will start out here. Oops, someone's just pulled up in my driveway. A bit more. Probably just a courier because their engine's still running. Okay, there we go. So lightest to darkest. I don't want to go right to the edge. So you can see about the, the outside colors, you use more of them because obviously you're doing bigger rings. So I finished the blue. I've still got lots of the other colors left though. Now I'm just going to pour a little bit of the black in the middle just to start with. We'll see how much we need, and I'm going to start with a small card. Actually, I probably don't even need that size. I'm just going to trim. I'll do it over here so it's not going to fall in. Oh, hang on. They're knocking at the door. Seriously? Hang on. Okay. Oh, the couriers always come at the worst time. It was a delivery, obviously. I think I've made that too small. My storage boxes that I got to store my coasters in while my resin coasters, just trimmed that a bit, while they're setting up. I hope I haven't got too much black there. So basically just gonna swipe out. Oh, I've got too much black. I might have too much black. Swipe. Oh, I might have too much black on there, you guys. It's no good. Okay, hang on, this is not working. I've obviously got too much black in the middle. Let's take some out. I told you it had been a long time since I did this. you forget, you do. All right, let's see, that way maybe. Okay, we're having a lot of black here. I think what I'll do is I'll do all this. I'm going to just cover it. And then what I might do is I might put it on the spinner and see what happens, because obviously I've put way too much black in the middle. Not good, not good, not good. Let's use the bigger one. Yeah, I've lost my touch, you guys. Forgotten how to do it. All right, let me come around this side now so I can reach. I'll just cover the whole thing, and then I'll put you on pause. I'll grab my puppy pool and I'll spin this out because it's too thick. I've got too much paint on the canvas, so it's not really working. No, that one, see how that's starting to bend because it's got wet? So we need to change over and get one that's nice and firm again. It hasn't started bending. Go right out to the edges. And you could possibly, if you wanted to, leave your corners black, but I'm just going to cover them. Oops, now we're getting a lot of colour. Now we're getting too much black. Now I need too much. A little bit more black in the centre there. Oops, I'm a bit off centre, aren't I? Alrighty, I've got a little bit more black in the center there. And let's just go over this yellow here. All right, now I'm going to pause you. I'm going to put it on the spinner and see what happens, hey? All right, see if we can save this mess. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Just not my day today, is it? It's one of those days. Look, it's been so long. I probably needed half the amount of paint that I used. It's too thick and the black was just like digging into it. But let's spin it and then I'll torch it and we'll see if we can save it. Ready? Off the paint goes. All right. I wonder if I can, I was wondering if I could swipe it again, but I think I actually like that little design there. So I'm just going to give it another spin and then I'm going to torch it and then hopefully the cells will come up and then we can just leave it, okay? Here we go. It's just kind of flicking the paint out to the sides and then, so it's not going to be a starburst at all, but hopefully it will be a pretty painting nonetheless. Right, where are you, big boy? Let's do this. Do your thing. Do your thing. Get these cells up. Whoa! He's doing his thing. Trying to torch from up high. So some areas that are very black like that, probably, oh, I was going to say probably not going to get much through there, but I just had to get a little bit closer. Maybe we can save this after all. It'll kind of be a starburst because you can see the background like lines from the inside out. So maybe it'll be all right. What do you think? I'm always up for, you know, a challenge. Like if something doesn't work, say, okay, that's all right. Let's try something else. So over here where it's quite dark, I'm not going to get much at all. Now, because I've got my cells up and they're nice and round and gorgeous, don't spin them again. Otherwise, they're just going to go all elongated. The only thing I do want to do is put a little black circle in the middle just to kind of center everything, to tie everything in. So that's what I'm going to do, is put a little bit of black paint there. And just, oh, I'm dripping. Just trying to spread that out a little bit. Concentrating, trying to blend in that little bit of yellow that I pulled up. How's it looking? Okay, so that'll settle, that black will settle. I know it's not quite in the center, but I just wanted to cover up all those areas that were kind of joining up. Now, don't be tempted to try and spin it again. As I said, the you know, the cells are there, they're nice. They're a good size. They've got multi-colors in them. It's actually quite pretty. I'm just wondering if I should... No. Leave it. I'll just leave it and just call this one, yeah, what will we call him? He's just done. Now I'm just going to wipe the edges. Okay, come around then. I'll wipe your edge too. There we go. Just catch those drips so that it doesn't pull any more paint off the side, because they're a bit heavy though. They tend to want to pull your paint off. Got some really pretty colours in there. So it wasn't at all what I was going for, but hey, these things happen, don't they? Let's give that a bit of a torch there to pop some bubbles. Righto, so that's my, well, it's kind of a starburst. not quite. I want to go again now. I want to do the Starburst. So while I've got all my cups here, I've still got some of the colours left. I'm going to mix up some more real quick. And I'm going to go again. Just didn't like that round edge there. So I'm going to go again and see if I can try and see if I can do it. What do you reckon? All right, let me take you down for a close-up, hey? Let's go. Probably don't really like that orange blob there. That was where I swiped and missed. And I swiped there and I kind of missed the middle bit, but it doesn't matter. It's still quite pretty. I'll turn my ring light off, hang on. Because it's going to be all glary. Wish it was more centered, that's the only thing. Other light as well. Problem when you're painting with black, everything looks washed out, doesn't it? Got some really pretty cells. Oops, I'm on the wrong focus again. Seriously, Julie, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, I've had a busy couple of days with babies, with puppies. No sleep. I needed to come and de-stress and paint, which ended up being more stressful. Look at the orange rings inside the turquoise. How pretty are they? So much to look at. And look at the background. It looks really pretty. Look at that. That looks really pretty. Let's take a photo of that. Because you've got this stripy looking background. So maybe it wasn't too much of a waste. Like, it's still pretty. Hopefully you guys have learnt something from it. But yeah, I'll mix up some more paint. I'll do it again. It'll probably be a couple of days till you see the next one, because I'll sneak a little resin in there in the middle. But there she is. Kind of a Starburst. It's got blue over on this corner, and then up there it's got more orange. It is quite pretty, like it's growing on me. Yeah, I don't know about that black center, but it's better than it was. All right, let me try again, okay? I promise, I'll try harder next time. Don't hate me. All right, see you guys.